We finally got one.
What are we talking about? The new Disney Vacation Club member lounge at Disneyland Resort.
Ooh. So this has been a long time coming, and we're going to let you know our thoughts and our feelings about it. I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California. So let's go ahead and start. Where is it located?
It is in Tomorrowland at Disneyland Resort, kind of in between Space Mountain and the submarines.
Yeah, kind of right next to Autotopia area. It's actually kind of a cool building that's been there for a while. They've used it as the Star Wars launch bay. They're using it for photo opportunities now and other things. But now we got a DVC lounge there.
Okay, so anyways, it's kind of cool because we've been wanting this for so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time going. We've been begging for it because we've gone to the one at Epcot several times, and it's just a nice break to have. Okay, so let's go ahead and go walking in. So walking in is just really cool. You obviously have to do your checks and everything, so you kind of walk into this whole Star Wars theme, but it is also a space theme.
When you get upstairs, you walk into this big open area. They have dedicated DVC reps, and it's kind of nice because if you want to talk about DVC, different resorts, maybe even book a resort stay, you can do that right in that lobby area.
Yeah, that's a big desk, and I really like that. And then they kind of have a mural in the back that you can take pictures with too.
So what's the atmosphere like? It is a mid-century space theme.
Yeah, so they definitely played on that 50s, the 60s space exploration that you saw in the original park.
So part of that murals that they have in the entryway and throughout the lounge, they were actually designed by Disney legends Mary Blair, John Hench, and Herbert Ryman.
Yeah, these are really cool. It really fits this cool theme. And you kind of go through that hallway as you walk through is just neat. I don't know what other way to put it. It makes it feel like you're going into the space station. And you open up into this huge lounge area with, what do you expect? Different type of furniture, I guess is what
it is. Big, oversized, comfy couches and chairs. It is all like every single piece of furniture looks really comfortable to sit in. And then they kind of have a kids area. They're showing kind of like the Mickey shorts, and they've got little chairs for them and to keep them entertained. Yeah,
it's actually a really comfortable area to sit down and relax. Atmosphere, obviously, as Kim was talking about, is that 50s, 60s space theme. It's windowless, but you don't notice it.
No, not at all. And quite frankly, there are some historic Disney gems, as DVC described it. So they have the K7 space suits, which were worn by Tomorrowland cast members way back when Disneyland first opened. So it's really cool that they have memorabilia up there.
Yeah, it just reckons back to that. Everything about that screams that 50s, 60s all throughout there, that space and the original Tomorrowland area.
And they also have a space station S1 model that was from the Disneyland television series. So it's really kind of cool that you could see these as you're kind of relaxing in a different view. And I just love how it all ties together. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of like my grandparents, like some of the like Art Deco living room stuff they had. So that's kind of cool and nostalgic.
So you're asking, okay, they have a lounge and a place to sit. Well, yes, and they also do have drinks. That is kind of a staple now of the DVC lounges.
So we're talking about that Coca-Cola freestyle machine.
Yeah, and they don't got one, but they got two.
And they also, different from any other lounge the DVC has, is they actually have a hot beverage machine. So coffee, hot chocolate, ability to make tea, which is kind of nice because sometimes if it's cold, you can go warm up or get your caffeine fix.
So if you're going to go watch that parade, maybe go up and grab a cocoa and stay outside and have that hot cocoa while you're drinking.
For your sodas. Cool thing about the beverages there, compared to the member lounge at the Imagination Pavilion, is actually the drink cups are bigger.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing that they have these bigger cups. Now, are they going to stay like that forever?
We don't know, but I kind of think they will.
I'm hoping so. All right, so yeah, that's kind of the great thing about that. Now there is things that are not kind of the same. So snacks, we never saw a snack car go around and give us snacks like they do at Epcot.
But they have something else, but we'll get to that at the end.
Okay. And the biggest thing I think that you could say is advantage of this DVC lounge compared to the one at Epcot.
There's bathrooms.
Yes, there's bathrooms. You don't
inside the lounge.
You don't have to go all the way down the stairs and go out and around, and yeah, this is right there, and it's great.
So that's super convenient if you want to take like a midday break and you want to relax. The DVC lounge at the Imagination Pavilion, you have to go downstairs and around the building to find the bathrooms. So this is a huge advantage.
So there was another really cool thing too, other than the bathrooms, that's kind of unique to this location, which is
the Terrace Outside. This terrace has previously been used for the Tomorrowland Terrace fireworks dinner party. So it's outside. It kind of looks all over Tomorrowland, and it's kind of got a nice vantage point. It is covered, so it's nice and shaded, but it's got some beautiful views of the park.
Yeah, that's great. So if you really want to just go outside and hang outside, you know, have a nice beautiful day out there and have a drink and relax, you can go do that if the lounge is completely full.
Which is nice because that offers a lot more seating.
Yes, it does. Okay, so how do you get in?
You had to be a DVC member of any type before March 21st, 2011. After that point, there were some restrictions that came into play.
Yeah.
So after then, you had to be a direct member to get into the lounge. So what that means is that you bought directly from Disney.
And so when you bought that change became on June 3rd, 2021. So if you bought June 4th, well, you're going to have to go to the next restrictions, which means that you have to buy direct with Disney with 150 points or more.
So that might be kind of interesting if you are considering buying direct from Disney, those new villas at Disneyland Hotel. Why do we say that? Because if you're on the fence of how many to buy and you want the membership benefits, the membership extras as they're considered, so Moonlight Magic, access to the DVC lounge, special events, ride previews, things like that, you want to maybe consider getting the 150 points direct.
Yep. So yeah, unfortunately there's restrictions. They're kind of confusing, and it does happen. Another thing to know is that you need to have your digital card with you to be able to get in, because they actually have to take your number and actually go through and make sure that you meet these requirements.
And your ID.
Yep.
And so the member can bring up to 5 guests with them.
Yep. So it's a member plus 5.
Yes.
So you can have a 6-pack go.
Okay.
So if you're finding this video helpful,
please like,
subscribe,
and follow along with our Ohana. Okay, so the one last thing that they did before we left is kind of during this opening
period of time. Unfortunately, there is not a date for this, but they were giving a couple of things away.
As you come into the lounge, they give you a little red ticket per party. So when you leave, you redeem this ticket. What it does is it gives you some little goodies for the grand opening.
Yeah, the biggest goodie is, well, a free bucket of popcorn.
So they actually give you the popcorn bucket and then the little voucher for free popcorn. Now that has to be redeemed in Disneyland. You cannot go over to Disney California Adventure and redeem it. And it's only good through December 31st.
Well, what else was in that bucket? Well, that pin I showed you earlier.
This nice little member cup. And then, of course, these little mints.
So, yeah, which is greatly appreciated, because sometimes, you know, when you're eating popcorn and drinking soda,
you need a mint.
Yeah.
So we were told by the DVC member representatives that this may only be a limited time offering until they run out. They said they still had several pallets of shipment in the back, but they don't know if these snacks options are going to continue in the future.
Yeah, so it could be there when you get there. It could be gone. Who knows at this point how many people have gone. So what is our overall thoughts about the new lounge?
I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and the thing is that we have experience with like we said, the DVC lounge at Epcot above the Imagination Pavilion.
And at the top of the tower at the Contemporary Resort.
Yeah, so it gives us a different perspective of a little bit of it. What I really love is when you get up to those stairs and you get to that information desk, it doesn't feel like you're crowded up there if you have to ask questions for DVC questions.
I love that you go in, they have a hot and cold beverage option there. And I love the fact that I actually felt like we weren't at Disneyland. I felt like we kind of took a little break.
Yeah, it felt like, don't get us wrong, it still felt like you're at Disneyland, but it felt like a retro Disney kind of feeling. And it was just a very relaxing vibe.
But sometimes you just want a nice, comfortable, air-conditioned or temperature-controlled spot to go take a break, get off your feet. There's free Wi-Fi. I will notice that this lounge, unlike the Imagination Pavilion, does not have a lot of places to plug in to charge your cell phones or electronics.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, because a lot of times we will actually plug in our phones and everything while we're there. But it's kind of a trade-off, and everything there is kind of a trade-off. But for overall, we love it. It's a welcome addition to Disneyland for us, especially for all us DVC members that on the West Coast that felt kind of ignored for a long time.
Yeah, truthfully, we don't get as many Moonlight Magic events. These member extras, it's nice to have them with the new villas at Disneyland Hotel.
With that, I think we've covered it all.
We have, and you definitely should check it out if you are a DVC member that can access these membership extras.
With this long list of everything that you have to, confusing list. So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
find your magic. Bye, everyone.